We're going to follow the same format for the Deerfield Township Fiscal Officer as we did for the school board folks. So, Mr. Corey, we're going to start with an opening statement for you.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Dan Corey, and I'm running for Deerfield Township Fiscal Officer position. I want to thank the Chamber, too, for hosting this. I'm actually your Township trustee and have been since 2006. During the past 12 years, while being Township trustee, we've cut our debt in half and doubled our general fund. In fact, the Township is in a position to be debt-free by 2020. Therefore, I can say I'm running on a fiscal conservative both in track record and platform. You may ask, why am I stepping off the Board of Trustees to be the fiscal officer? As you know, all 4 elected positions in Deerfield are up for election, and I simply want to provide the Township succession planning in the leadership team by staying on the team as the Township's fiscal officer. Furthermore, my career has changed over the 12 years, just like the Township has changed during that time. When I started 12 years ago, the Township was focused on building our infrastructure, and I utilized my civil engineering experience to help provide leadership in that area. In 2011, I took a job at the county, at Warren County, and part of my roles and responsibility was to manage a $30 million budget utilizing the state auditor's accounting software to stay in compliance with the state auditing principles and practices. I want to use those skills along with my experience as being a trustee to serve you as fiscal officer. Lastly, but most importantly, I want to let you know that I've been married for 24 years and I'm proud of my 2 sons, and we have enjoyed living here in Deerfield for 19 years. You can read more about myself at dancorey.net. Again, thank you for being here and listening to us.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Mr. Wagner.
Good evening. Mason Deerfield Chamber, incumbents, fellow candidates, and guests. I am a resident of Deerfield Township since 2004. I live here with my wife and my 2 children. I'm an Army veteran, and I also have a bachelor's degree in business management from Washington State University. I am running for Deerfield Township fiscal officer because there has been an apparent lack of transparency and communication between the residents and the Board of Trustees. This issue came to light with the Kingswood issue, where there was $97,000. Just a second. There was $97,000 spent in the month of August just to block a people's petition that was supposed to go to give us the right to vote on whether or not we were going to develop or not Kingswood Park. So that's why I'm running, and I hope to have your vote in November. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We're actually going to start with Mr. Wagner on this one, and just ask, please describe your educational, I'm sorry, there's some feedback there. Please describe your educational and experiential background and how that prepares you for the role of fiscal officer. You have 60 seconds.
I have a bachelor's degree in business management from Washington State University. I have also an associate's degree in engineering, which has, well, I don't have to tell Dan Corey how much math is involved in that. I also, these will serve me well to be able to, I'm sorry, just a second. I have experience with budgeting and resource management in the private sector for over 20 years, and I think this will serve us well to be the fiscal officer for Deerfield Township.
Thank you, Mr. Wagner. Mr. Corey, 60 seconds.
Thank you. In today's governmental funding world, you must not only know the funding sources, you must also know the financial vehicles that can be used to leverage these funding sources. Almost 2 decades ago, while working in community in Butler County, the county engineer told me he can technically solve any road problem. The real value is in governmental official that can figure out how to create the funding to build the solution. Over the years, I put high value on understanding how to fund public needs. In Deerfield, we have leveraged both funding sources and financial vehicles to create the township in which we were able to pay for a new fire station in cash and spur on economic development and considering a rate of return to benefit our existing taxpayers. So quite frankly, I've been able to do this for 12 years, keeping the balanced budget every year that we've been in office, and also we're on the commitment to be debt-free by 2020. So by my experience, I feel like I'm the best. Thank you.
Thank you. And we would also like to now offer you the opportunity to have any rebuttals to anything that you heard this evening. 30 seconds for any rebuttals. Either one. Yes, whoever would like to go first.
Do you have any? Okay.
No?
We'll keep
All
rolling.
right.
We'll keep rolling. How about
All
that?
right. Well, thank you.
We'll get everybody out here early.
So one of the opportunities here is for you each to ask the other candidate a question and have that candidate answer the question. So this would be the one question that they didn't get, that your opponent didn't get in advance. So Mr. Wagner, we'll start and allow you to ask Mr. Corey the question and then vice versa.
Great.
Mr. Corey, this August, you and your fellow trustees submitted a protest to block the residents' petition from going on the ballot this November at the cost of over $97,000 of taxpayer money. How is that serving the residents of Deerfield and also being fiscally responsible?
Thank you. I took an oath when sworn in at Deerfield Township trustee to uphold the laws of the state of Ohio. When the petition was presented to Deerfield, our law director advised us that the petition language was, in his opinion, illegal and misleading. Having taken the oath to uphold the laws of Ohio, I simply could not let a flawed petition be placed on the ballot. Therefore, we used the process laid out in the Ohio Revised Code, which requires us to contest the petition in the Warren County Board of Elections. The Board of Elections is made up of 4 officials, which are made up of 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. All 4 officials determined that the petition was illegal and misleading. I took an oath to uphold the law as elected as Deerfield Township trustee. I followed through on my oath. If I'm fortunate to be elected as a fiscal officer, I will be taking that same oath and be keeping us in legal good standings with the state auditor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Corey. All right, what one question would you have for Mr. Wagner?
Yeah, while canvassing the township, we've been hearing a lot about the TIF, and there's been a lot of conversation about the TIF. If you would, please, we are going to be an advisory, me or you will be the advisors of financial matters to the Board of Trustees. Could you give a brief explanation in the folks here's terms of what the pros and cons are to eliminating the TIF?
The main pro for eliminating the TIF is to be closer to debt-free, where you end up getting actual tax money from the resident of whoever lives in that particular area, instead of handing the money to the person that has the TIF that is recipient of the TIF. The cons of that, actually paying off the TIFs, there is no con to that I can see.
Thank you, gentlemen. So we're actually already at the end of this portion of our forum. So we're going to move to closing comments. Each of you have 60 seconds, and we'll start again with Mr. Corey.
Thank you. Excuse me. Good evening again. 12 years ago, we became Deerfield Township trustees, And we've been able to accomplish quite a bit. I know we've talked a lot about being debt-free and eliminating a lot of the debt, but I just want to rattle off, not exclusive, but just a few items that we've been able to also do. Montgomery Road sidewalks from Phil Zertle to Landon Park, Mason Road bike path, Joseph Foster bike path, Irwin Simpson from 2 lanes to 3 lanes and sidewalks from Wilkins Boulevard to Butler Warren. Shawpucker Park got new bathrooms, parking lot. The Flickenstein Park was built. The fire station on Montgomery Road was built. A new public works facility was built. Carter Park has walking trails now. A temporary 59 station up in Flickenstein Park was built until Mason completed their Station 51, and at the end of that, we then went into an agreement where we understood that the closest man serves the area that they're closest to. Basically, I'm saying all this to say not only have we been able to cut the debt in half, we've gotten quite a bit done, and that's what a local government's about, getting things done for the local residents. Thank you.
Mr. Wagner?
Thank you for your time this evening. I am running on a platform of transparency and communication and responsible development within Deerfield Township, and I would like your vote this November. Thank you.